S&K Guide Service. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the S stands for Steve and K stands for Kurt. That's my brother and I's name. That's basically how the name came about. We're located in Delaware. Most of the places we specialize in fishing are the Upper Chesapeake Bay, the Potomac River down in Washington, D.C., and we have quite a number of smaller lakes in Delaware. Some are private, some are public, where we guide. We deal with anybody from the beginner with a family, maybe they want to take their kids out, all the way up to, we have a lot of guys that call us a couple weeks before their tournament. You know, they can't get out as much as they'd like, and they'll come down, we'll show them the hotter spots. You know, we help them pre-fish, so just depends on what you want to do. We have something for everybody. You know, we have a lot of videotapes as well, where we do instructional tapes, where you can buy those as well if you don't really actually want to go out with us. But like I said, pretty much all you need to do is bring yourself. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We got a boat, nice nitro bass boat. So,
And well, you're linked to our website.
Correct.
You have your website, right?
Yes, we do.
Anybody wants information, they could go to
Delaware Valley Outdoors, or basically nowadays you can just go on AOL and search under bass fishing or bass guides, and you should see S&K Guide Service pop up. But if you really want to get the actual website, just go ahead and go on the Delaware Valley Outdoors site, and you can get a hold of us. Our best times are generally the spring if you're after trophy fish, but we'll go all the way through the summer and into the fall again, and we even do some night fishing trips. So basically we'll work with you. You just tell us at what skill level you're at. Do you want numbers of fish versus big fish? Or some guys, we just take them out and it's more of an instructional thing. They know where to go to catch fish. It's just they want you to teach them a few techniques. So really just drop us a line and we can work with you. All right, Bob, now that lily pad pattern slowed down a little bit, let's try moving into this shallow bank. Maybe we can hit some wood and pop off another fish here. All right, there he is.
All right. Keep going, keep going. All right, ooh, that's a little better fish.
Yeah. Like I said, if you were to break one of these fish off, you'd swear you lost a monster.
You'd swear, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Not a bad one. It's a little
Right
bit
off the edge of the pads again.
Again, spinnerbait in the pads.
That is better fish, yeah.
Working the wind. Just drift in the wind and just use the electric motor just to hold you in position and slow you down a little bit. Decent fish. That's a male, no eggs in there. All right, let's see if we can get some more in here on the spinnerbait, Bob.
Yeah.
And we can double up again.
Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't get to double up this time. Well, Kurt, we're here at the tackle box section of the show, and you put out a selection of springtime baits that you would suggest for the water temperature and what we were having.
Definitely.
Okay, first thing, this is a new bait that you've talked a lot about today. What is it?
Correct. It's a Berkeley Gulp, and Berkeley Gulp actually makes a couple different varieties of soft plastic baits. This is actually the sinking minnow. It's similar to your Senko type lures. They're 100% biodegradable. They're not actually made of plastic, so that's kind of a cool thing. They won't stay around the bottom of the lake forever like regular plastic. But the most important thing, they release 400% more times of a scent field than regular traditional plastic. So fish can smell them better, taste them better.
And
hopefully that leads to more fish.
And they're biodegradable too.
Biodegradable, so they're safe for the lake. So your grandkids won't be finding your plastic worms on the bottom of the lake.
Okay,
Now the Senko.
Senkos, what colors do we have here?
June bug, and we've got a chartreuse color, which is really good if you're in some muddy water, springtime, especially wacky rigged or Jersey rigged, like you guys like to call it. Which then we have more of a black with a gold glitter to it. Senko is the bait that the Gulp is made to imitate. That started the whole soft stick bait craze.
And you could fish some Texas rig or
wacky rig. It's great for when those fish, you go there expecting to catch them on your spinnerbait, but they're a little turned off after the cold front. It's a killer cold front lure.
Okay, and you have some weights here?
Correct. Sometimes you want to fish those baits weightless, but like today when this wind came up, that was pretty much impossible. These are tungsten weights, which also is what everybody's trying to get into, get away from the lead. They're smaller, so you know, lead weight that same size, it'd be huge. So they're smaller, more compact, and they actually say they transfer feel up through your line a little bit better.
And sizes?
Anywhere from an 1/8 ounce, and if you're in some heavy wind or if you're in deeper water, 1/2 ounce. So you want to have a lot of different sizes.
Now here's something that's going on today. We have 2 hooks here. Tell me about those 2 hooks.
Well, they're both the same size. They're both a 3/0 hook, extra wide gap hook. One is your traditional black, and then the one that's red, obviously, that's called a bleeding bait hook. It's been a craze. It works. It definitely works. I think they're getting into it with a lot of things. It's blood, shad, fish eat shad. They think that they key on the red color. Definitely can't hurt, that's for sure.
And what size hooks do you got? These are what, 3/0s?
3/0. If you go down to the 4-inch worm or a smaller worm, you can go down to the 2/0, and bigger if you're using a bigger bait.
Okay, and then just the traditional
jig. Instead of pig, we're using plastic. Black and blue. No matter where you fish in the country, black and blue is, especially in the spring, is probably your best color.
Flipping it up under docks.
Flipping it, and this is a Terminator jig, and it actually has a recessed eye on it, which you won't get snagged up half the time as you will with a regular jig. If you look at your jigs, when you're jig fishing, the eye where you tie on, 90% of the time it gets wedged on a stick, and so you don't get hung up as much.
Okay, spinnerbaits?
Spinnerbaits, Terminator. Talked a little bit about this earlier while we were out there. The titanium has a good vibration, but the best thing about it is you don't have to tune it. It runs true every time. If you catch a big fish, you don't have to bend it back in shape. You can just wing it back out there and get another one.
Okay, and colors?
Colors, like we talked about also earlier, you know, there's basic colors. Your chartreuse, your white, and then you want to go with some darker colors at different times depending on the water clarity. But the blade, those are Oklahoma blades. They're a rounder blade. Give off a moderate amount of flash, but they really are good with the vibration. Then you have your willow, which gives off some vibration, but it's more based for your flash. Gives off a tremendous amount of flash.
Like this give a lot more vibration.
Yes, that's why today in the cold water, when that water's around 50 to 55, you're better off going with the rounder blade. And then later in the year, that willow works a lot better.
All right, crankbaits. You have...
We've got some rattle traps. That's a Rapala rattling rap. Then you have 3 different sizes. That's something you want to experiment with, especially in these lakes in Delaware. Sometimes the fish are eating really big fish, but then you go into other small ponds and they're eating little tiny bluegills. So you want 3 different sizes, and then spring red. Red is a killer color in red. You know that. You throw your red spinnerbait all the time.
Right.
They think it's a crayfish.
And then this, again, the color here is just
that's a shad imitator. That's what you would throw if you're fishing a lake, maybe a little clearer, and it's predominant. Shad is the predominant forage. That's what you want.
And the last 2 baits?
Shallow crankbaits.
Okay, and what do we have here? This one is a...
That's a Spro bait. That runs about 4 feet deep, square bill, so they bang off all the wood and the rocks. And then we have our Man's 1-.
Well, they really came out with a bait when they made this one, didn't they?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's perfect. You want to throw that in the same spots, as long as you can get away with it as far as cover, that you would throw your spinnerbait. Up shallow in the edges of the pads, around wood. Just gives them something a little different.
Well, Kurt, I want to thank you. And we caught some fish. We're going to catch some more, I know that.
Yes, we will.
But there's your bait. This is a tackle box. Okay, come here. All right, come on.
Nice fish, buddy.
All righty. Okay, come here. Oh, all right.
Good
Kurt,
fish. Look at the eggs on that one.
look at that fish. Hey, I'm Bob Murray, Delaware Valley Outdoors.
Kurt Von Brandt, S&K Guide Service.
Down here in Delaware. Don't forget to give us an email. Contact us. You can get the guys from the website, their website, our site.
S&K Guide Service.
I'm Bob Murray. See you on the water. All right, good job, my friend. Thank you very much.
Had a great time, Bob.
Excellent. Good.